Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Tour de France 2024, episode number 5. We are on stage 1 of the Dauphine. It's a very difficult race. It's going to be hard for me to get anything out of this one, any points whatsoever. But my objective is, as it will be for this first season, to join breakaways. But today was not the day to do that. There's too much undulation, and the distance is not quite long enough for it to really make a difference. The reality of the situation regarding being a breakaway specialist is that I have low stamina, I have low recovery numbers that are getting better race by race, but it makes it really hard to go into the breakaway day after day. If you're exhausted, you go back real fast and it's hard to join a breakaway. And today was a hard day to join a breakaway anyway. Perron, my teammate, I tried to send him in the break initially. He got dropped rather rapidly and ended up coming back to the group. Now, I'm well over halfway through the stage so far. Fatigue is starting to be a factor for the team. The climb that we just made, it's a triple climb. That was the first of 3 laps for that one. We're going to be repeating this process, and we're going to see how much recovery there is at the descent. The official climb is just now right here, but we went up a long time before that. You can see how the entire team is halfway destroyed after that first climb. The breakaway ended up settling on 5 riders. They have a 3.5 minute advantage, and we will descend here shortly. Key is how much recovery do we get so that we can decide when I need to tell everybody to take their gels. Recovery was not complete, but it was definitely a decent amount. Definitely keeping an eye on where everybody is at, and Kaiser is the first one that I'm recognizing very much needs to use that blue gel now, as riders do begin to go out the back. Okay, we are almost done climbing here. There. That is the primary climb done. The secondary climb is much shorter. Definitely a little tired. You know what? We never got complete recovery anyway, so let's just go ahead and tell everyone to use the gel now.
Okay,
myself.
I'll consume a feed.
There you go. De Kaiser's done. That was over the climb. We start to descend. De Kaiser dropped. But we still have 6 members of the team here. 60 riders is all that's left in the peloton, and we've got 6 of them. 10%. That's really good for one of the lowest, if not the lowest rated team here. Breakaway still has a minute 45 advantage. I believe it's still 5 riders. Yes, it is. To help them last a little bit longer. That does include myself. I'm the best positioned on the team and doing best in terms of fatigue. Hanging in there. Down to 4. Down to 28, and I'm just hanging on to the back of the group here, by the way. Let's tell everyone to use their final gel.
Okay, I'll consume a feed.
Oh, and the whole group just got dropped. All 4 of us went out the back at the same time. 17 left in the peloton, still chasing the 5, 42 seconds behind them. Then Carapaz, Hagita, Kus, Kopechki in the group of 4 following that, and I'm in the next group of 4 behind him. Second on the road as for the team. The breakaway has won the stage. Rhoda, Shampison, Geshka, Lenny Martinez, and Ben O'Connor. A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that breakaway that was very difficult to get in ends up winning the race ahead of Pitcock, Skilmosa, Hershey. And I'm down to 1.9k here. In a strong position for a potential good result. As we come up on another rider here. And I'm surrounded by talent. Godou, Gegenhardt, McNulty, Van Wilder, Hugh Carthy, there's Yates. Final 700 meters. Top 20 is gone. Pogacar was only 26th on this stage, with Kopechki finishing right behind him in 27th. and I definitely just had the best result of my career so far. Stage 2. And we're about to begin our first climb of the day. 5 kilometer, 7%.
1 point towards the polka dot jersey.
The group is huge. We have 25 riders in the breakaway today. I was the first one off the front at about 500 meters after kilometer 0. That gave me a slight advantage, and today is the second longest of the 8 stages of this tour, just a few kilometers short of the longest stage. So it's a great day to be in the break, but the big key is going to be hanging on for a while. This is not the type of opposition that I'm going to beat, especially with 25 riders here, to the top of the climb. I'm not going to be collecting those KOM points. My goal is going to be in a advantageous enough position to not get dropped. Meaning, near the top of the climb, I want to move towards the front. When everybody attacks, I want to gently go with them, meaning a soft sprint. Just enough to slip back but not drop out. And that conservation of energy should help keep me in the group longer. Also, the moment I realized we were going to have a big group, I stopped taking turns. I've sat on ever since, and will continue with that strategy as long as I can. Early acceleration at 1.7k, but no, it does not amount to much. We're just going a little bit faster. My goal was to wait to 1.3, but I think I'm going to have to start going a little bit sooner with just a simple forward progression. Position here matters. Ooh. There's a lot of guys not interested in this. I will take the points if they're not interested. That's Gegenhardt who is going for it. It looks like I'm going to go second over the top, which really doesn't do much good. Yeah, I'm not a red bar now. Oh, there comes everybody else. The early move worked really well, surprisingly, but main goal was don't get dropped. I didn't get dropped, at least. We are 3.7k from an intermediate sprint, and we actually have a descent coming up before it. So I am trying to sneak out of the group early and see if I can hang on and win the intermediate sprint. Right now, they have responded. They are just a few seconds behind me. But going full gas now before we then descend. 1k to go. 1k. I've got a 12-second advantage, though. That might have done it. Red gel, here they come. One last little push. One last little push throw. Oh. That was inch perfect. Inch perfect right there. Holy cow. Intermediate sprint 1. That's going to give me some development of acceleration and sprint rating, which is going to make me better fighting for the KOMs, which is ultimately the direction we want to go with this. Worked a few minutes ago. I'm wondering if going early could be the difference yet again on this climb. So, Cat 4 right now. Big acceleration there, though. The guys at the front are riding a lot harder, and this could start to put pressure on the group, especially on the non-climbers. For now, I'm just aiming for a steady tempo and to try to keep a position out near the front with thoughts of attacking if they lighten their tempo at all. Pace seems to have lifted. This could be that time to make an early attack. No, they picked it up again. Or have they? 1.6k. Following Gegenhardt. He was the one who really went for it last time. He does attack, but I follow. He and I get off the front. There you go. I followed him through. 400 meters. See if we can get the better of Gegenhardt on this. No, I
It
can't.
should be good for the breakaway riders. They've got
Just
enough
1
of the
point.
lead for them to
Gegenhardt gets
fight
it.
out the stage between themselves.
11-minute advantage over the
Watch out.
peloton.
You'll
Might
soon
be
have
enough.
No more energy for an attack.
Base of the next climb. All 25 still together. Definitely a little more tired than before, but I should be fine for this climb. 2K to go to the top.
Guys,
1.4.
going to enter the final circuit, and you'll be straight onto the finishing climb.
I'm going to try to
Get a good
improve
feel
my
for it.
position here. I'm not going for the point, as I shouldn't have before. Gegenhardt seems to have it under control, but then there's everybody else. I'm not attacking, I'm just doing what I was talking about earlier. Soft sprint to keep my position. Just slow drift back. 'Cause there goes the red bar. Gegenhardt again collects the point. He is a Grand Tour winner after all. Base of the penultimate climb, double Cat 4, long, difficult, and it looks like the same climb we're going to hit
very
for
short, only
the finish.
2.4 kilometers. But after that, the road continues upwards for 10 kilometers on the rising falls flat. That should do some damage on the final lap.
11.5 minutes to the peloton. We're going to beat the peloton, it looks like. The big question now is how well can I hang on to this group of 25? The answer is going to clearly be nowhere near the top 10. But if I can beat a handful of these guys, I could find myself, in a top 20 scenario today as Gegenhardt again attacks, but the group responds. That burns a lot of energy unnecessarily. And what I need to do now is I need to commit to the gels. Let's start with the red gel.
Okay, I'll consume a feed.
We'll keep an eye on the energy, both of me and our chasing group. I'm hanging on a lot better than De Kaiser right now. Use his gel.
Okay, I'll consume a
4.5K down to the top of this one. Still all 25 here. My goal is to get to the base of the final climb still in the group. So keeping an eye on how things go here as Gegenhardt again attacks as we go up the climb here. And a few guys go clear, and the group has very much split up. Harada went over the top first this time. And I have cleared the top with my gel intact and recovery coming. Let's get these guys to use their gel. Rodolfo
Okay,
on.
I'll consume a feed.
And we now have 20. 25. It's all back together. There you go. We will make it to the final climb in the group. Attacks on the descent have split the group, and I am definitely not at the front anymore. Group of 4, group of 8, Fedorov alone. I'm in the group of 9. That's Fedorov just ahead of us. And then 3 further back. 5 of my teammates are still in the peloton. And I'm at the base. Definitely not full on energy, but I will stay with my group for now. Hanging on as we try to climb. We caught Fedorov and the 2 guys behind us. So we have the bulk of the group, 13. Going a little more steady. Now we're already back to 14. And now it's time to use my gel.
Okay, I'll consume a feed.
As we start to leave behind riders. Woods hits climb first. Alright, checking back in with these guys. Gel for Brand, gel for Planet. They're in the peloton of 64.
Okay, I'll consume a feed.
I'm in the chase group, the biggest chase group of 11. Now 13, now 10. This time we're headed for the finish, by the way. Speaking of, Harada a little ahead of 5 chasers, 8 seconds. Then Aski, Conchi, plus 1 more, and Hool. And we're coming up on the 5K banner here shortly, but I do not have a ton of energy. Okay, we are definitely getting closer. I think I'm going to try to ditch the group and see what happens. Somebody go with me.
Watch out. You'll soon have no more energy for an attack.
Alright, I did ditch the group. I'm 12th on the road. Woods has won ahead of Gegenhardt and Harada. I'm up to 11th on the road. 1K banner, and I am catching him here. We turn off the road. 1K. And I'm up to 10th on the road as we make the final push, the final climb.
Reduce the tempo or you'll pay the price.
The finish, 10th, 5.5 minutes down. 5 minutes ahead of Kopechki, who ended up 71st on the stage. The first sign of GC riders, 7:44. In terms of breakaway kilometers, I picked up 156 today, which was second best on the day to Michael Woods. And things were, of course, close enough that the breakaway has taken the race lead, at least for the time being. Gegenhardt is the race leader. Woods is second. Van Gils, Lenny Martinez, and Ben O'Connor, top 5. Roglic, Van Aert, Pidcock, that group is 4.5 minutes down overall. I'm 20th at 5.5 minutes behind. And for the combativity, as this stage was longer than the first, I'm right there behind Michael Woods. I have 3 stages that I want to be in the breakaway 4, 2, 3, and 5, which means we need to head to the breakaway again next stage and hopefully take over the combativity lead at the end of that one. Michael Woods is too high in the standings. They're not going to let him go in the breakaway. I'm still 20th, but I would think they'll let me go in the breakaway as I'm a very weak rider. They should let me go. Stage 3, I've gotten into the early breakaway. There are 6 of us. Still working on establishing, though. The peloton is not giving us a cushion at the moment, just 25 seconds ahead. And we've been caught by the peloton to immediately counterattack. I respond a moment later because I had things sped up, but the peloton's already 38 seconds. It's already more than what we ever had established before, and I become the 3rd rider off the front. If I'm lucky, they'll let me go, but for now that gap is not growing as rapidly as it was before. Just a few seconds ahead of the peloton. They are going to pull me back. They are not letting me go. 2 riders is all that they're letting out today. So it's going to be a breakaway of 2 today. I'm not going to get the kilometers for this one. Simple sprint is what we're in for. I was hoping it was going to happen a lot earlier. I sent Perron to help chase down the breakaway, and he did help chase down the breakaway. But in the end, we just caught them at about 13K left here in the stage. I would like to collect a few kilometers off the front, and so I'm going to try to attack right now and see if I can get a little separation. This is not about winning the stage, as I don't think that that's possible, but I am going to go as fast as I can and get a few kilometers off the front, so I at least pick up a few kilometers for today. And with a slight downhill here shortly, you never know. Maybe, just maybe. 6 seconds ahead. No, I don't have enough pace. I don't have enough raw pace. I'm going to crest here fairly soon, but they're going to make contact with me well before then. I got maybe 1K later on when I'm stronger. That's one of those instances where you could probably catch out the field.
Watch the demeanor of the other sprinters to know when to launch
I'm
your
wondering
sprint.
if I can
If you
attack
start
again
you'll be
just
unable
before
to
the top.
continue your effort to the line. If you
This
start
is what I was
late,
talking about
you will not
the
have
time and the
to work
place.
your way to the front.
Ooh. I've been caught again. I'll just arrow tuck so I can fight it out for the end as best I can. 6K to go.
Collective fall.
Might as well go get a few hundred more meters off the front. Philipsen wins the stage ahead of Cockart and Jakobsen. Vandenberg fourth. I lose the group there at the end, which is perfectly fine. I'm not in it for the GC, even though I was 20th place thanks to the breakaway. And it wasn't easy to get that 9 kilometers, hence the difficulty of jumping to a race like the Dauphiné. It's tough. Toynes and Thomas get the majority of those kilometers. Gegenhardt still leads. O'Connor and Van Aert move it up. There's definitely some riders that fell down the order a little bit, but no, that's just the battle over the 436. I am 21st now. Toynes has actually moved to the top of the combativity award. I've overtaken Woods for second, but I've got a long ways to go to beat Toynes. The next stage is an individual time trial. That's what we're going to open the next episode with. I'm Decathlon Neighbor. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.